So I got a Jiffy seed starting greenhouse kit with expanding peat pellets, as it says. 72 peat pellets to grow 72 individual seedlings. Natural and organic peat as that. Anyways, it says here to prepare the pellets and add seeds, germination, transplant. It comes with a little thing you can cut out so you can mark things off in this little greenhouse type thing. It's got a lid that goes over top of it and some markers for what each thing is. And this stuff, Super Thrive, plant vitamin for seedlings. So I was reading that, and you add this to a packet, a gallon. You add the packet to a gallon of water and mix well. Then you pour, I'm going to cover the whole tray, 4.5 cups of the solution. And we'll see how that goes. Well, this kit came with this stuff called Super Thrive. It's plant vitamin for seedlings, it says. And I just made the whole packet. I'm going to cover this thing. It says to pour the packet in a gallon of water and mix well. For the full tray, saturate the pellets with 4.5 cups worth of the solution for best results. So, I measured it out. I'm only going to use the measuring cup here to make sure I can get all of these pellets. Spread it as far as I need to, because I don't know if it's going to, cover the whole thing. Looks like it's going to cover the whole thing. Yeah, it probably will. Anyways, I've never done this before. Country girl, stick it in the ground. Work the ground a little bit. Hope that it comes up. Lord provides well. Never really started things in the house. But I'm trying to get a jump on things. Whoa, this looks like it's going to be a lot. Try to make sure I get on top of each and every one of these. Yeah, I had no idea. Anyways, we'll see what happens with this. My kids and I went out and picked up some seeds. I've never really had very good luck with seeds, except for maybe sugar snap peas, and maybe that's because I love them so much. But for some reason, I decided I was going to try it out. And these will probably all be grown if I can get them started. They'll probably all be grown outside in tubs. Trying to make it easier instead of one big garden. My son works a lot of hours, so I'm trying to keep the yard stuff to a minimum. But we'll see how this works out here shortly. Well, I need to confess something. I put the 4.5 cups of the mixed stuff in here, and some of these were a little dry. It says to pinch them together and to pop them up, and Most of them didn't do that. So, like, a lot of them, they're supposed to be like inch to an inch and a half thick or high. Most of them, that one looks better. Anyways, while this stuff, this Super Thrive, says to add that much to the whole pan, this actually just says to prepare them in 1 to 1.5 inches of warm water. Then you're supposed to drain the excess water when the pellets are 1 to 1.5 inches tall. So I think adding a little bit of more water didn't do anything other than moisten it a little more, which to me makes it all look a little better, because some of them I was trying to fluff them like they said to do. I have one right here I can show you. Down there, you can't push this together. I can't get my fingers in there enough. But if you push it together like this, it's supposed to pop that up, because the tops of these are pushed in. But I found that just putting your fingers in there and spreading those apart really works much better. You're really fluffing it up there doing that. These look much better and feel much nicer now that I've added a little bit more water. This is a very dry house, so I'm thinking that the extra water won't hurt anything here. So I'll throw some seeds in here. I'll mark what it is and where it is, and then put the dome back on it and just leave it alone. See what happens. Okay, so I have all my seeds in. My way of marking it. We got 2 long rows of peas. And some of these like 4 hot peppers. But everything is marked. And even if I lose a label on there, I followed the directions on the greenhouse kit itself. And I have my snow peas across the back, and each section marked with how many rows. Like there's only 1 row of sweet peppers, 2 zucchini, 4 of hot peppers, 1 tomato, and 2 cucumbers, 2 watermelon. But anyways, I marked it all, and I've also dated it so that I know when I started all of these. The only thing I have left to do now, I'm going to hang this up here where it's very accessible and I can see it if I need to. And I'm going to put the plastic lid on it. And now I think it's just a matter of wait and see what happens. Your guess is as good as mine as to whether or not I can grow anything, because, I have this brown thumb. I'll show you what I mean. That poor plant right there is an avocado that I've had for a couple of years now. And I should probably put it out of its misery. But I keep trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong, and I think most of it is in the watering. Those aren't meant to grow around here, and I've just been having a little fun trying to grow it. Anyways, brown thumb, we'll see what happens. Here's the snow peas I planted. I'm going to have to get rid of all of this wild stuff from around it. They're all looking pretty good. I put them out before it got real warm, trying to get a little head start. They like the cold weather. Well, I moved a lot of the plants that I was growing outside now. And some of them was too early. These are tomatoes, and they're all dying off or not looking real well, but we'll see what happens with those. I can't really eat tomatoes, so 3 or 4 plants would be plenty. I may just divvy this one up. See, it's got like 4 in there. Try divvying it up or something. But anyways, this is the zucchini. I've got 4 zucchini plants. I'm only feeding maybe 5 of us. But I'm thinking that if I get extra zucchini, I can probably freeze some of that. Then I have a pot full of hot peppers, jalapenos. That ought to be interesting if I get as many jalapenos as what I have in the way of seedlings. Next pot. This is going to be cucumbers. In the middle here, though, right here, I've got a couple more hot pepper plants. I was doing some research on companion planting, and I guess cucumbers and jalapenos can grow together. This is also cucumbers with a couple of more little jalapeno plants in it. And all of these plants, these are looking pretty good. I've had them outside for a while now. So, I emptied up my little container. This is the second one, actually. But I emptied it up, and so now I am growing some lettuces. And I've got about half the package still there, so when this gets big enough that we can eat it, then I will pull it all, rinse it all, and grow some more. Now that's everything in that corner of my porch. I got this beautiful plant for Mother's Day, fuchsia. I love it. My kids are good to me. Anyways, over behind this, these 2 little pots have watermelon in them. They're pretty big pots, actually, but I'll see if I can get 3 watermelon plants growing in here. And I've got 3, actually 4, there's another one on the other side, of these big pots, so that I can put the tomatoes in them when it's time. Now, I'm going to have to go outside for this next one, because like I said, I put the snow peas in the ground. Look at these babies. I got right here, got a couple garlic plants. The snow peas are looking fantastic. They're nice and big plants. They're growing tall. I put some little bamboo stays in here so they got something to climb up. And I've got garlic grown in each corner. But it looks pretty good. You are going to have to come back around and see what it looks like later on when I get ready to harvest. But so far, this looks great. Yum, yum.